The Volquest 2-minute drill is brought to you by Craven Wings.
Tuesday 2-minute drill alongside Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price. Don't forget Craven Wings 3 locations, and tomorrow is Wing Ding Wednesday, which means that great deal on the wings at all locations. And kids eat free at all the locations except for Maryville, so Choteau and Seymour. Brent, listened to both coordinators today. Tim Banks knows there's a lot of work to be done, but still proud of the way his guys fought and made just enough plays.
Yeah, and I think that's the big takeaway when you talk to those two coordinators. They're just proud of where their groups are and how far they've come in 17, 18 months. You could hear it in Alex Golish's voice. Tim Banks is a little more reserved, but he's really proud of what this defense is getting done. Knows that they have a ton of things to work on, but for those secondary guys to be put in the situations they were put in, the way that they responded says a lot about who they are and what they're about, and says they got to finish rushes better, but he likes what he sees out of the aggressive mentality of this defense and feels like there's a big upside to them still this season for this group. Offensively,
Alex Golish going to continue to draw them up, move them around, and you can tell that he relishes that. Probably a little more fiery than, Hype's fiery, like kind of below the radar. We talked about that yesterday, but I think Golish, a little more fiery in the box. You don't get to see the kind of demeanor he has because he's up there.
Yeah, he is. And he admitted he was pretty emotional and after the game with his family. I saw it in the box. He was really emotional right after the game with his guys. Just a lot of pride in what they've got accomplished. But I thought it was interesting talking about just kind of the growth of the offense, moving some guys around, different formations, creating, as he called it, different pictures for the defense to try to figure out what's going on. And you're seeing new wrinkles every week, and I think that's the fun part for guys who like to get on the board and draw plays. You're seeing a new wrinkle every week out of a different set.
Well, he referenced, kind of how they, used all the questions last year about short yardage and going under center and being able to pick up a key 3rd and 2 or 4th and 1. Use that as motivation, and he basically said, well, to this point, we've proved we can do that.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of talk last year. Why don't you get under center for a quarterback sneak? They've shown that. They got in this offset eye at the goal line, and it's all possible because of what they're doing up front on the offensive line. And that group named a mid-season finalist for the Joe Moore Award for the best offensive line in the country. Yeah. Javonte Spraggins made it very clear today in an entertaining interview, but he made it very clear today how important that is for this offensive line, Austin.
Speaking of Spraggs, he was the highlight of the day, talking about, him waving the flag after every game, and then fans reaching out to him and bringing him these stuffed animals that, at LSU, he had the tiger in his mouth, and last week the elephant. And it says it's kind of become a weekly thing where fans reach out and, hey, man, I got your, they bring it to him, and then, he has fun with it. He gives them to his mom, and, I'm sure they're on the mantle or on the bed or somewhere at home.
Yeah, and that's the cool part of college football, right? There are certain things that, you don't want to take something too far and rub it in somebody's face, but you also want to let the guys and the fans have a good time. And what a great interaction for some fans to bring him a stuffed animal. He's
2 years ago, everybody's talking about extra benefits for getting a $10 toy.
Yeah, and now we're like, hey, somebody get him an NIL deal with the zoo, right?
That's the zookeeper. He's nicknamed himself.
I like the fact that he's given himself a nickname, the zookeeper. But again, this game's supposed to be fun. When you're winning, it's a lot funner, obviously. This team's trying to embrace it. I think the head coach has allowed them to embrace it, have fun within the framework of things, and as a result, this team's got a lot of confidence and is playing really well right now.
Craven Wings 2-minute drill. He's Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price.
When you're craving wings, it's got to be Craven Wings. Online at cravenwings.com.